On this episode of Dusty Does Cars, I drive E30 IXs. I'm cold. I have been obsessed with stupid old BMWs for years now. I can't stop buying them and playing with them. Each one tells a story for me and inspires me to drive different places and do different things. So when I saw this E30 IX for sale, I immediately had an idea for it. This was BMW's first all-wheel drive attempt, and in theory, an all-wheel drive car can hold more power on a racetrack. So I knew I had to test that theory. My goal with this car is to throw as much power at it as I can. I'm doing that with a turbo, probably doubling the horsepower with the turbo. And I really want to see if the all-wheel drive system can handle power. All I've wanted to do since getting this car was to put it on a racetrack. Tomorrow I get to do it. There's a lot of things I need to do before tomorrow, so I probably won't even get to wash it, but I'm used to having the dirtiest car at the racetrack. I think rear-wheel drive race cars are more fun. It's more my style, my personality. But an all-wheel drive race car, in theory, can probably get around a track faster. So this build is a lot of fun for me to think about. It's how to make an E30 go even faster. People have been racing them for a really long time, but the all-wheel drive platform has always been reserved for snow. There's a few challenges, I know. There's the weaknesses in this transfer case. The locking mechanism won't hold up to heat well. So I want to see how much abuse it can take before it actually does fail. Maybe we can figure out a way around it. All right, we've got some stuff to test out. Hopefully we get through a lot of run sessions. Hopefully my work will be awesome. We've got a new clutch with 1 mile on it. In the clutch on the track. I think that's an okay thing to do. Geez, this turbo is pretty insane. I'm not used to having an E30 with power. This is going to be pretty awesome. Grip pulling out of these turns. Something doesn't quite feel right now. I'm gonna take it pretty easy. I don't know if it's a traction issue with a tire, but my back end is really, it's really weak right now. I don't know what happened. It's very boaty. I think I didn't feel anything break, but something's not quite feeling right. So I'm gonna kind of do a little limpy here. I'm gonna limp this little thing. Sure what it is. My temp gauge is getting a little bit hot, so maybe that's my problem. Oh man, gosh. Started running really hot. And the tires got like greased up or something. That's why I stopped in the first place. Yeah, man, I wonder what happened. So we had about an hour and a half of hard track time in this car, and everything felt great. It was amazing to drive. The all-wheel drive system pulled you out of corners so well, and it was balanced. I'm very excited. We did have a failure. The failure was the head gasket. So 6 pounds of turbo and a stock head gasket will eventually fail. We probably had 10,000 miles of street driving and an hour and a half of track time before it blew. So can't complain that much, but it did happen. The traction and the all-wheel drive system worked great. There was no issue at all. The VC in the transfer case, and the transfer case is what brings the power to the front and to the rear. The locking mechanism didn't fail like we were thinking. The front axles feel great. And the only thing blew was the head gasket, which we'll fix it, and that's not necessarily an IX thing, so our experiment keeps going, and we had a great day doing it. So yesterday, I assumed I blew a head gasket, and today I confirmed it. I did blow a head gasket. I think that's all that happened though. The head looks good. I'll get it looked at, but I think it's just a head gasket. I'm not too worried about it. I think the head lifted, and it looks like number 6 just introduced a bunch of coolant into the combustion chamber. But in the future, I'm not too worried about it. I have a metal head gasket, and I have studs, so I don't really need to work on this car for the next couple months. The track day is in a couple months from now, so I'll probably put it on the back burner until a few nights before the track day. That's kind of how I operate. But for now, what I'm really excited about is another car I'm working on. Let's go look at it. Car guys know that sometimes the parts are harder to find than the actual car, and it's kind of true with this car. So these are things I've been tucking away in the garage for a few months now, ready to plug into the new iX. And these all-wheel drive systems are really cool. It's BMW's very first attempt at all-wheel drive. It's the first time they used an all-wheel drive system in a car in somewhere maybe 1985, 1986. And really, I think they got it right the first time. They use mechanical things to, I don't know, keep everything spinning. And that's kind of something that car guys are always trying to figure out, is how to keep the wheels spinning. Modern systems, they use brakes and computers to stop the wheels from spinning and to send power to other wheels. But with these, you always will have 3 wheels just spinning and turning no matter what. And that's why I think these systems are so cool, because they're just mechanical and strong and solid. And these iXs, they're really different than the standard 2-wheel drive. The engine block is different. The shock towers are welded in differently. The transmission tunnel's different. Everything is different on the cars. They really engineered them differently than the 2-wheel drive ones. But I'm really excited to plug this into a car. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I guess let me go show you the actual car now. I love getting to know these cars, and I feel like you can really get to know them when they're in their stock form. So this white car will be mostly what BMW intended. It's gonna be more stock. So I'm gonna do a couple things to it. Just kinda make it more comfortable. I like to use the word OEM plus. It's the nicer features that BMW offered back in the day. So it's still stock. It's not aftermarket, but it's the premium thing. So I'll put a couple of things like that in here that I've been collecting over the few months here in preparation to work on this car. So this next week, I am going to be working on this car as hard as I can because I'm gonna go north in a week. I'm going on a road trip with this car. I really want to find the capabilities of this car and what it can do, what BMW built it for, which is questionable roads, icy, slippery, dirty, gravelly roads. I need to find those roads and really play with this car and figure out this car. I'm really excited about it. I'm going north. I'm just gonna go north. I have a plan of a destination, but I have no clue how I'm gonna get there. So I'm heading out, we're going.